be the team for the rest of the team. They didn't find him, but barreling down mid, really worth it.
This is their moment. This is their moment. At least. They got a kill. They got a kill.
Fly didn't connect on that stun. Needed the Eul Scepter once again to set up for him. Unfortunately, that was the ET who set himself up for it.
This is really hard to grab. Especially with nice start. They've got 2 days. 2 minutes daytime now. 2 minutes daytime.
To the back line. He's just having a grab. Switches into the Dragon Knight. Goes after S4.
He's trying to get a stun off there.
Yep. Well, he's got it. Not that long now. Breaks the Lincoln Sphere. That's the lightning going to work. Blade Melt is finally done for Seb.
But no haunt. Do kind of feel like he really wasted that. He didn't necessarily know how many enemies would be there, but definitely felt a little premature. Knowing what we knew, the top down, the glory vision, big waste, and now it's going to allow across the map again. Still abusing this gold advantage.
Yeah, a little bit more time left on it. Not that long, however. Only got a couple of seconds left for a timeout. Fly starts the creep skip. Creep wave already moved in. So no backdoor regeneration. No fortification either for OG. Slowed down Envy. Break that Lincoln Sphere. Time of Aegis. And there it is. Time's out. Fnatic get what they want. They take the tower. This opens up the shrine. Systematically OG side of the map and dominate it.
OG still doesn't feel like they're ready to fight yet. They were just kind of stabilizing with items, and all of a sudden the chain deaths kind of happened. The free Roche came out for Fnatic.
Maybe once you have the Manta then you can haunt on top of the SD, go for the Manta, go for these quick kills.
Even that's pretty difficult. Capes and walks away, disrupts himself or you. It's going to put you in a bad spot. Less kind of reliant on repel from Omni. He can walk into melee range, but I'm pretty sure if Morphling on him, he's going to right click him to death. There's just a lot of vulnerabilities on OG that doesn't really feel like they can stabilize the hero. I feel like felt very impactful in some of these stabilize the lanes out a little bit, but delayed enough. It was hard for the other heroes to grab enough round, and now it's difficult from D to send back allies. Feels like Chen can't push very much right now other than Orange.
It's intact. Creep army keeps dying so quickly. So you can throw the penitence, you can trigger the Lincoln Sphere on Eternal Envy. That's a nice part of it. That's the hand of God. It's almost as useful as the Omni Knight. At this point, that's ultimate versus one item, the form of the Greaves.
Well, on the bright side, they've still only got a regular on Night Stalker. A little bit less likely than you would be going for the super.
Envy's coming up. I'll clap him out. Tier 2 tower on bottom lane. The dots from DK will be enough to finish this, and now they start their TP back. So, back to the front line, nice and early on.
I did like nothing. Night Stalker took no damage from that Dudo's pipe.
Sentries, get rid of the obs.
I would really like Seb sitting on strength. I just don't feel safe for him. Feels like he's constantly in danger here. Very low HP, very high armor due to the allies nearby him. But
he's really just looking for the kill the second the fight begins. So more aggression than anything else. Bottom lane's not pressuring hard enough to be concerned about this. The mid lane's knocking on the tier 3 tower. Go down for the waiting out the dragon. It actually wears off 53 seconds without his available. Still not committing it just yet. The light having a real hard time keeping the creep wave alive more than anything else.
That's one way to hold on to things. Got Juan back up again. Juan on Spec Magic, Juan on Spec as well.
Just breathe fire, lightning storm, and nothing's really going to get close. Someone gets jumped on, you blink in with the Omni Knight.
Well, that's one good way they can delay the game. Pretty decent for OG. As long as they don't get caught. Circumstances. Once they get an E-Blade on it, they have to be worried about getting bursted down. If they can keep blasting their opponents from high ground clouds and high ground clouds in danger, they can maybe delay this long. Get Spectre really farmed.
You want to do that math? You want to do that math? Can he actually survive the E-Blade blast?
Probably not. It's going to block 22%. It's going to reflect a lot of damage. To Morphling as well. A lot of damage.
Right now, Fnatic. Right now, Fnatic. Very patient. Very patient. Oh, hello, Fly. He found himself a friend. He found himself a friend. Universe will take. Universe will take. Friendship is over. Friendship is over. out by Fly. TV out by Fly. He'll get back safely before the void comes back off cooldown. But Fnatic are being good about this as possible. 30 minutes in, all 4 bounty runes.
You did not want to be friends. You just wasn't in the right place. Wasn't in the right place for a friendship right now. That's a friendship right now. That's maybe later in the game. Maybe later.
We're not colleagues. Jirax actually helped with the void to get it.
That's some damage. That's some damage. That's a dead Shen. And that's a dead in the base. That's what you leave in the base.
How much of value for OG?
Does he have creep somewhere? Anyone? No.
He's got anything. Top lane, this be a bigger loss. This be a bigger loss. Gets hit by the Storm. Gets hit by the Storm. Trying to make sure. I don't know. I don't know. Going under the radar. Blade goes on. It reflects almost no damage. They did not care. In fact, it's Arbed who cares more. 3 players on the run. 3 men run. 3 men. Levius joined the fight. Levius joined the fight. Doesn't actually use the pulse. He's going up against Notel anyway. Heal it anyway.
60 seconds. 60 seconds. Dragon ultimate runs out just to defend himself here. He's still being pressured.
Connect on the universe. Goes in deep. Goes in deep. Twists the dragon bomb. Hits the damage reduction. Need everything they can get. OG is the exit from Arbed. They charge forward. Fly is on the run. Back into the fountain. But it's not stopping the spec. It's not stopping the spec. Blade nowhere's off. Blade nowhere's off. Goodbye, Jirax. It was nice to have you. It was nice to have you. Nice to see you. OG. Defense out. The Stomp won't connect. But the top racks is gone. OG can really get any kind of kill at all here.
Man, with that pipe up, with that Spectre doesn't seem like Spectre does a team fight, but the Radiance alone just doesn't impact things. And it's just kind of mistake after mistake. Sub gets caught top, ends up dying anyways. S4 pops ultimately, but it didn't even just marches high ground. They take the barracks. There's a buyback from Spectre. Now Spectre's not even close to top network.
And with Horn down, they can move towards Roshan without really afraid of it. Maybe not so committed to it, also being down. This could create some level of problem, but the top lane will continuously pressure.
It just feels like there's almost no threat to Fnatic at this stage. OG is not scaling into a position where their heroes are going to be super threatening. Yes, he's going to get a BKB, but it feels like they needed a BKB 10 minutes ago. I wonder if a build more like Dragon Knight would have been better. Shadow Blade, that way you could rotate around. With their heroes, they just weren't outside of like Spectre haunting or something like that. Like Leshrac rotating around for kills. They didn't really have a good way to set tempo. So it's kind of like the last game. Sort of sitting back, waiting for their farm, and trying to stabilize. It's hard to do that without having the ability to gain.
A lot of that pressure you're putting on is also on supporters. We keep talking like Leshrac, like Fly is meant to be a core position in their lineup, but he's still just a support. But he's got 2 extra levels on No-Tail. Not where you really want to have him. And they're trying to pump They actually gave him the tome.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, get him to level 20. Get him to level 20. It's going to pump him up an extra 500 health. Blade mail, that's going to make a big difference.
Smoke gank on the way from OG. 4 heroes together. Spectral Horn is back off cooldown, but Fnatic, they're together as 5. I do not see an opening here for OG. If they jump into this, that's going to be really problematic. Put the Observe Ward up. There's a Spectral Horn. S4 jumps in. They break the link sphere, but Envy very quick onto the BKB. Turns attention with the ET splitter onto S4. GA has to be committed by Notel to keep S4 alive, but it's just way too much. Dispelled so quickly. DK is gone. He goes back up and towards the air, and he can't get down. He's actually trapped on the edge of the cliffside. A double kill for Arbed. Envy is unstoppable, and OG are in a real pickle. They do not have Seb for over a minute. No DK for 40 seconds. Still a top racks down, and now Aegis and Cheese will be claimed by Fnatic.
They felt like they had to go for that kind of an engagement. They're just being trapped inside their base. They bought back on their Spectre. They knew they needed to win a team fight there, or it just meant a surefire Aegis with the map control that Fnatic had. And the fight, they had relatively good initiation considering the circumstances of Fnatic sitting on the high ground, but that's exactly why they were there. They knew that OG had to do some desperation thing. Knowing that they had map control, they sat in the perfect position and forced OG to reach a little bit going high ground, blinking aggressively. They used their skills perfectly on OG's side considering the circumstance, but they're just, the positioning and the farm level, everything was way too uphill for him. So now they've got to try to defend again.
Oh, Jirax, I love the attempt here. He stole one of the creeps, starts his TP out, the Shadow Poison will reveal him, and Jirax, he was just trying to play to win, just trying to create some space. But not enough space could be created for this OG lineup. Spec is alive, but I'm wondering just how much can OG defend this Fnatic lineup. They have one buyback available, and that's on the Omni Knight.
And he's the only guy that's not dying. He's been sitting back very well, trying to save his allies, but
the second that Dispel came with the DK, it's like how do you save him? How do you protect from that?
Yeah, picking the Omni into the Shadow Demon was a bit weird for sure. I mean, the Shadow Demon didn't seem to have a huge amount of purpose when he was grabbed in the draft, but...
And the Omni had a lot, because his laning phase looked really, really good.
It did, but just these big ultimate saves like Guardian Angel to buy your ally basically a glyph for 6 to 8 seconds is a huge impact. And if that just gets instantly countered, like the guy that they want to kill is already going to be ultied by the Shadow Demon anyways. It just further makes that a worse problem.
DJ has an Aghanim Scepter on the ET.
Okay, that's new. That is a rare pickup. I don't think I've ever seen somebody buy this. It disarms for up to 6 seconds.
Well, that's going to hurt the DK and the Spec more than anybody else, because Latrak, at least he can do Pulse Nova, but that's it. Universe jumping over. Here comes Fnatic, wanting to secure themselves a top 4 position at the Dota Major, and those DPC points they desperately need. They must crack the OG base once more. Defensive lightning, defensive abilities. They have a couple. Here comes your Reblade Blast. Only hits Jirax, clipped in a half-life, but that Blade Mail is returning a chunk of damage. They need more regeneration onto Seb. They won't have it for the Omni Knight, but there's your buyback. They sacrifice no tell, but as for the biggest sacrifice, he can't go down. BKB and Dragon form up. But right now, he looks like a baby dragon, not matured, not breathing fire yet. And OG, they're on the road to Eternal Envy. No Tail jumps in trying to kill him, but he's just playing objective-based gaming. There's a fight going on around him. Now he'll join it because the Rax has been taken. Where is this kill gonna come? On the fly, E-bladed up, Crypt Swarm popped, the shotgun is effective. Omni Knight will potentially die here, back into the safety of his own fountain. Eternal Envy is so low, they would love to jump out, but remember, he's still got the Aegis of the Immortal. Killing him, it feels impossible. And OG, this whole defense feels impossible. They run out with the Spec. SD then just turns onto him. The jump in with no tell. They purify, but this is the last hurrah. Seb's Blade Mail wears off. He's dead for a long time, and this may just be the game. No tell will be the last big core to fall for OG. And Fnatic, they are really doing it. A double kill for him. GG, well played. Fnatic take the series 2-1, advancing to the ESL One Birmingham semi-finals. And most importantly as well, claiming that top 4 position at the Dota 2 Major. Points going to TI8.
Man, halfway through game 2, it just did not look very good for Fnatic, but man, they really proved that they deserved to win the series by the end of this game. That Shadow Demon pick completely put OG on the back foot. OG felt like they had to go with the Omni Knight as well to try to deal with the lanes that they were dealt with, but man, Pilot Ice play this game was amazing. Everybody on Fnatic played amazing this game.
Yeah, terrific draft, terrific execution. Fnatic, we were expecting this as well, but big props to OG. They came out in game 1. They performed really nicely. Their rotations were great. Their draft was to their comfort zone. But Fnatic, they stepped it up, and they stepped it up again here in game 3. A very deserving winner of the quarterfinal. And I gotta say, it has to be a huge relief for this Fnatic lineup. There's so much pressure on them not attending the Super Major. They needed a fantastic result at this tournament, and they're on the right road to it.
Yeah, they're still gonna have to win their semifinals match to get to the top 2 placement. I think they need at least like a 2nd place for them to end up qualifying.
They'll have to go through Optic Gaming in order to get there.
So their road is still very hard, but this series showed a lot of promise. They had some diversity in their picking. They have a very effective Morphling player. They have lots of different strats and ways to abuse their enemies. It's been a really good series.
Yeah, that it has. Fnatic, terrific performance. They take the series 2-1, and we can throw the stage with Machine and hopefully the winners of the series.
Yes, thank you very much. I've managed to grab Universe. Give it up for Universe and Fnatic. Congratulations, dude, we're in the semi-finals. I just want your first your feelings about that match. You had to work for it. At one point, everyone was thinking this was going OG's way. You turned it around. What's your general vibe after that one?
Well, I just made it my goal to shut down the Spectre as much as possible. I knew Jackie was having a rough one down on the bottom lane, so I was just trying to even up the farm for him.
Yeah. Did a fantastic job. And a couple of questions just regarding the big picture now. You're in the semi-final, top 4. And I think it's kind of general knowledge, I'm sure you're all too familiar with it, that grand final does make that TI dream very real. Does that put additional pressure on your shoulders now you're just so close, one best of 3 away?
It doesn't really put that much more pressure on me, because you know, if we deserve to be at TI, we'll get there one way or another. So I'm not feeling that much more pressure. I just want to win a major, man. That's all.
Let me hear it. Not far away, not far away. And just, you know, on a personal level, you've had a pretty tough year. It's not been the easiest for you. You know, does it feel good to now have firm and full control of your destiny, of that chances of, say, winning a major, say, getting to TI again?
Yeah, it's always nice to be in control of, you know, whatever you're doing. So I hope we can do it.
Dude, you played fantastically. I will just shake your hand and say congratulations. Birmingham, you've been brilliant. Fnatic, you're champions in our second quarter-final. We'll head over back to the desk.
Thanks very much, Alex. Thanks, Universe, and thank you to Fnatic. Well done. They do keep the dream alive, and they've been close, haven't they, a number of times already. Remember back to the playoff game against Spirit in the group stages, needed to win that one, got through 2-1, came to this game as well. For a game and a half, they were not looking good, but for the second game and a half, they've managed to secure their place in the semi-final. Keeps their dream alive, and as you said, you know, gents, you heard him say, he just wants to win a major. That's good focus, isn't it? Takes the pressure off the whole TIA point system.
Oh, for sure. I think it's one of those things where he's just looking at the immediate picture. If you let yourself get overwhelmed in the moment and you're thinking to yourself, this is for all the marbles,
họ mạnh mẽ và đầy nam tính.
Thế người yêu của mình cũng là dân kỹ thuật phải không?
Em đã làm gì có người yêu? Em đã sẽ ế đi. Em rất thích con trai làm nghề kỹ thuật. Họ mạnh mẽ và đầy nam tính.
Thế người yêu của mình cũng là dân kỹ thuật phải không?
Em đã làm gì có người yêu? Em đã sẽ ế đi này.
And I just love how these first couple of highlights jive so well with what Universe was saying in that interview. The pressure that Morphling was feeling down in that bottom lane, and Universe playing a critical role in this game, answering the pressure on the Spectre in the top lane. No, what you said, I quite frankly hated both these drafts. I picked the one that I thought was less awkward. There were a lot of really questionable plays in some of these games, but the biggest thing for Fnatic, okay, a principle of Dota to me is when in doubt, be aggressive. Fnatic, in far too many games, we've talked about it over and over on these panels, when they don't know what to do, they go farm. And in this series, when Fnatic didn't know what to do, when the games looked tough, they went and they hit towers. I think that's a huge, huge change for them, and I love what they showed in this game. Tomorrow's series against Optic, quite possibly for that last spot at TI.
Yeah, it's all shaken out quite well as far as the DPC is concerned. Those two teams just sitting outside the top 8, both have a chance of getting into the top 8. Before we get there though, Ted, what did you make of this series?
I want to apologise for my prediction being wrong.
Being right again?
Will was right.
Right.
I was wrong. And Alan was right as well.
I thought you were right though, Ted.
Well,
we'll fix it post.
I know. I remembered being very good at predictions.
Yes.
The reason was that it was a Boston Major when OG won it, and I just backed them in every series. So I was like, yeah, OG, they win all the time, right? So yeah,
it was a good strategy.
Different time.
Didn't quite pay off though.
Indeed.
This time round. But nevertheless, Fnatic played really well, didn't they?
Oh, the most important thing is they never froze.
Yeah.
I feel like this team was very good in the moments. I also want to highlight, by the way, Envy, because I think a lot of the times when this team plays poorly or they lose, he gets a lot of flack. But in this game, it would have been very easy for him to have one of those games where everyone would just say, man, he was garbage. But he had a very tough laning phase. Yeah. There's not a lot of heroes that can go well in that laning phase. He was resilient, he came back, he farmed, he made the right moves. Great place to him.
Yeah, I think the universe backing him up was important. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think he, in many ways, Envy is the axle around which the team turns. So whatever he needs, they help him out. When he's on top, they play around him. So he's kind of like the focal point for the team.
And then on top of tough lanes, he was a bit bullied, frankly. I think OG may have, and I don't know, I'm just guessing because you see what they did in every game. It was very much they focused him. They put a lot of energy into killing him off in all of those 3 games. And maybe they thought, let's focus him, let's see if we can get under his skin, let's see if we can tilt him. get him out of the game, and then maybe we've got a way back into the game. And maybe that's a game plan. I don't know, I'm guessing. But if it was, then he had his teammates around him superbly this time.
Absolutely, and I think it's, again, you contrast this game with the first. And, you know, Envy is on a Morphling that is getting pressured in both situations, but the big difference is that he's got a much more stable core playing around him in this game that's capable of outputting that consistent building damage. I mean, Fnatic, this was a tall ask for them. Their ability to fight with Exorcism down was really questionable in a lot of these situations, but you got great play from the two supports, a lot of pressure from the Night Stalker, and that's why they were able to make the most of those Exorcisms and do so much building damage.
Okay, we'll take a look at the Vodafone Play Faster moments, which takes us back to game number 2 between Fnatic and OG. Incidentally, it was the first blood in the game. It's not quite as spectacular as the first 2 days. I think we've been spoiled a little bit with the Play Faster moments of the day, but this was the first one. And the first blood going to Eternal Envy. So he's won something else today.
Yep, well done him. He's kind of a big deal.
There we go, the Vodafone Play Faster moment of the day. Let's check in with all the results today. We've had these 2 quarterfinals. First up, of course, a little earlier on, we saw Pain going through. And gents, I still think it's a magical tour that these boys are on. Fantastic results, not just today, but going back into the group stage, beating Liquid, and now beating Mineski as well, beating the TI winners and beating a major champion. It's an incredible. Can it go any further though with the semi-finals?
It is a brutal matchup for Pain Gaming. Probably the worst possible one for them in professional Dota. This has been a magical run for Brazil. I still believe, but they are going to be up late tonight figuring out a game plan against VP.
I think anytime you're going to face a team like this, from the position that Pain Gaming are in, I think you want to do it now. You don't want to wait to the final when the pressure is doubled, because not only is it VP, but it's a final. This way, you know, they kind of feel, well, we've got nothing to lose. Yeah. We made it semi-finals, we lost to VP. But I think this is the time for them to face them. If they do it, you can't doubt them.
Got a genuine shot to the whole thing with Will if they beat VP.
I mean, that would be something.
I think their playstyle actually matches up pretty well. Yeah. With VP. That's why it was fast. Yeah, I like the way that Pain plays right now. I think at the beginning of the day, I said I thought that they were going to win 2-1 against Mineski. I felt pretty confident about that prediction because I think this aggressive, don't care what happens style is, I mean, it comes with a lot of discipline at the same time. I feel like it suits them, it suits the meta right now, and it definitely suits this LAN.
Okay, just a reminder for you as well, the MVP vote by Mercedes-Benz is up and running. It is open right now. You can go and do your vote. If you've seen anything you think today stood out and changed your mind or made you think, yeah, that's the guy, that's the person I want to vote for. Has anyone stepped up in your world? I know you're still on the Pain train.
Oh, you don't even have to ask.
I don't even have to ask.
Viva Brazil.
Exactly, you're all over the Pain team. But Ted, who stood out for you today?
I haven't seen enough games really over the whole tournament to say, but
sure.
Today, I think DJ did well. I liked seeing him. But, I mean, it's just little things, I think, in every game. I thought, like Universe said, the changes that he made to help out Envy. But, so...
It's such a beautiful, subtle game, isn't
it?
It is. Sometimes you just have to see something.
That kind of thing can make all the difference. And I think sometimes we just look for the flashy plays, but you need to look for the sacrificial ones as well. So I think it's hard to pick a particular standout player.
All right. Well, thank you to all 3 of you.
Wow.
And it's been another fabulous day of Dota 2 action, but all things come to an end, unfortunately. So we are done for day number 3. First day inside the arena. I want to say a very big thank you to all the crowd that turned up today and supported the first ever UK Dota 2 Championship for a major. And I hope we see exactly the same back tomorrow and on Sunday, because we've still got 2 more days of Dota 2 action to come. With the semi-finals ahead tomorrow, it's going to be a cracker, as they say in Britain. We'll see you then.
Shell, silence as well as the Magpie being laid down, but Jabs, he's ready to go forward. Gets the hook shot onto Duster. Gonna case there, but he's got the Dust to counter it. They've got the vision onto Duster. Duster will fall. That's going to be one down Tavo. He's raw Mushi. HFN jumps forward. Mushi falling incredibly low. He's got the Astrals keeping him alive for a bit of time. Outside being focused by HFN. They'll turn back towards Mushi. Pain, they're taking down the OD. They'll jump forward, get the bash, take down Tide as well. Moon now sort of separated from the team. Tavo and HFN are making their way over to Moon. Pain Gaming, they're letting Weehaw finish off the Disruptor. They've taken 3. HFN's in onto Moon, gets the bash through the BKB. That'll be Moon got it. the ults in Mineski. They can look to pounce straight away. In they go, immediately looking for the burst, but the self-kills is there. We are alive for now. Look at HFN just going over the Battle Fury, punching through them all. That's going to be Ice gone. There's no chance for a primal split this fight. Jab goes for the song. Do they really want to stick around for this fight? He looks like he wants to, but there's the Burrow Strike. He's got the control into the Infernal Blade in the silence. That's the Mushi like a god. He is the side moon. He'll fall as well, surely, as Dust the King ID and We Are beat him down. That's 4 dead on Mineski. Ninja Boogie, the last one alive here. I mean, they went for the song. They stuck around. He's going to go as well.
The Nova is in the back line, so there is no retreating for Fnatic once they all want to get stunned, which is exactly what happens. They lock it in, turn on the sun, and now Universe will burn. He cannot pull anybody out. He was silent, so there was no escape. Maybe Eternal Envy is able to do it. Strength morph up everything he's got, but it's still not enough. One charges are available. The bear is hovering right behind him. The Slide of Fist making it difficult to move forward, but now they just walk it up. The Dragon Tail stun connects. Eternal Envy rooted to the ground, brought down, and now it's Arbed's turn. Being up, they bring in the extra help, a quick Slide of Fist. The farm up the range creep, and then fuel's up, brought back down again to the Storm Wall. Eternal Envy, he gets into the trees. Will he survive? It's the Crimson Guard that arrive, and it's not going to be enough. Retreat back out again as Dusa moves forward. They'll take the tower. There's your glimpse. This is that punishment I was talking about. The Disruptor is so good at, and it's Arbed, the big super.
Kills Catapult, it's gonna go for the the Glyph it!
No! The Glyph actually keeps it! Defensive lightning, defensive abilities. They have a couple. Here comes your E-Blade Blast. Only his Durax looking at a half-life, but that Blade Mail is returning a chunk of damage. They need more regeneration onto Zeb. They won't have it for the Omni Knight, but there's your buyback. They sacrifice No Tail, but as for the biggest sacrifice, he can't go.
to get in there.
Wow, I'm actually dead.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Never, dude.
Dude, look at that macro pyre, dude. Oh my god.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Life is all about following a few simple rules. Dress proper. Get a real job. Start a family. Be humble. Time to grow up.
Everything.
The Hurricane Pike Rupture! Absolute destruction coming out from Liquid. Solo, beautiful feet grip onto Mugi. Rampage for no one. GG is called.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Led him halfway around the world to one of the highest and driest places on the planet.
血色恋日记显得风光，激火焰去隐藏，残存的鲜活衷肠。千年星空如常，血色恋日记显得风光，借火焰去隐藏残存的鲜骨衷肠。闪而分裂的幻想，你我生命燃烧中相见，是注定同行。因为坚定很久的信念，不曾有过一丝改变。你我生命燃烧中相见，共天涯无缘。觉醒的勇气未曾泯灭，还好有你同我携手相见。血色的日记显得风光，借火焰去隐藏残存的鲜活衷肠。
在那像梦一般遥远的年代，天上众神开天辟地，创造了人世间，让世人得以建筑乐土，繁衍延续。在那像梦一般遥远的年代，天上众神开天辟地，创造了人世间，让世人得以建筑乐土，繁衍延续。
之城，一城鲜血向天田三界宣战，杀！